point in these Mondridge people? I don't understand. I don't care about them at all. Hi. So you might be wondering, Jordan, didn't you already do a video on Bridgerton Season 3, Part 1? And the answer would be yes. Yes, I did. But after I edited it and posted it, I kind of realized that I was only really telling you guys what already happened in the episodes. I have a tendency to just ramble on about what actually happened in the show when you guys already know what's happened in the show because you've watched it. And like, I do like hearing about like what happened again in the show sometimes because it'll be handy, like if you want to remember what happens in the future and you've like talked through it. But I was thinking back and I was like, you know what? I really don't feel like I gave my opinions really. And it's been annoying me, so I was like, you know what, let's just make a whole separate video on what I apparently didn't say in the last video but I wanted to say in this one. So I might like go over and repeat some things that I did say in my other video, but I feel like I just didn't really say my thoughts. So yeah, that's what we're gonna do in this video. You guys can go watch the other video if you want. I'll link it down below. And this video is not at all like negating my thoughts in the other video. Like I was still super excited about it. Like I like the season, but there's just some things that I'm like, ooh, you know? I feel like other people have been kind of thinking the same kind of thing, that it's not living up to the other seasons. I really agree with that point. It's very different and it's just like, when I think of it, like I enjoyed it. I was really excited for it to come out and I'm still excited for part 2 and I still enjoyed it, but I'm not like, mind blown, if you get me. So I kind of have a few thoughts on like Penelope and Colin and that I just want to talk about and some other storylines that I just know. So yeah, I feel like it just blew past me in the last video. So we're gonna talk about it now. So basically, I really feel like there was not enough Colin and Penelope at all. Like Colin's character, I just feel like we don't know him at all. Like in the previous ones, you got to know Simon, you learned about his backstory. You got to know Anthony, you learned about the backstory. With Colin, I'm like, yeah, we know he likes to travel. That's literally it. And also what is really out of character for Colin personally, I think, I haven't read the book, so I don't know if this is true to the books, but we're going to be talking about the show. So, you know, I really feel like Colin sleeping with the 2 women who I think are sex workers because he gives them money is very out of character. Like it made sense for Simon because he was known as a rake, and then Anthony as well, apparently. Like I was rewatching season 2 and the first episode is called like capital R rake, which means like, you know, he's like a playboy, he like sleeps about, like he's like, watch out for him ladies, like, you know what I'm saying? So I feel like that's fine because that was Simon and Anthony. They're totally separate. And then I feel like, I don't know, what is it with like the man has to be like, oh, the sought after one of this season, like he has to be a rake and like sleep about the place first. I really only feel like they did this in Colin's case. Like I know he's like sexually exploring himself, which is totally fine. He went away to Europe, came back, had some sexual experiences, totally fine. But now I just feel like him doing it like at home, and I know it's probably like standard behavior for like men in that time, but like Colin, you just like never seen him do that before, unless I'm totally mistaken because I haven't watched the seasons in a while. So I mean, maybe he does partake in that and I just don't realize. But like in this one, it's just, I feel like it was so out of character, and I feel like they only did it to show that he's getting feelings for Penelope, you know what I mean? Because like he was having a threesome with the woman, that was fine, he was enjoying it. Then after he kissed Penelope, he was like, not really interested. Like he still had the threesome, I think, but he like wasn't interested in it at all. This like whole Colin sleeping with them thing was literally only to show you that he's now no longer interested because he's got feelings for Penelope. I feel like that's the only reason that was in there. And I'm just like, to make it so out of character for him, and like, why does he have to be a rake? Why does he have to be like the sought after one of the season? They already had their friendship, so like why did he need to be like turn into a total like flirt? You know what I mean? And also I feel like a common like criticism I keep hearing is that the show was too rushed, which I 100% agree with. Like I'm like, it's only 4 episodes, and at the end, or like even episode 2 they have a kiss, episode 4 he's proposing to her, you know what I mean? Like I know we've seen them in the past. Obviously, there's 2 seasons. We see their friendship, kind of. Like, we know they're friends. We know she's fancied him for, like, God knows how long. Like, it was so fast. There was no tension, or not enough, like, personally for me. Like, there is a little bit of tension. I can see it. Like, I can understand what they're trying to do. But the build-up isn't there either. I think they were aiming for him to, like, fall in love with her during the lessons, which would have been, like, really good if there was any lessons. He literally gave her 1 lesson in the park where they talked to some gentleman for like 5 minutes. That was that. Then they tried to have another lesson where she went to his house, but then they got interrupted by like his family coming home, and that was it. Even in the lessons, he like wasn't interested in her romantically. I didn't feel that anyway from what he was like serving vibes wise. And it would have been so good if they just had the lessons like throughout the season and been like, oh, you know, and it would have felt more believable. I feel like it's so unbelievable, like how it happened, or like unrealistic. Like, it just doesn't make sense that they've been friends for so long and he's got to start thinking about her like in a romantic way. I'm sorry, 1 kiss that she asked you to give her because she was afraid never to be kissed again, like overnight, is not like enough for you to be like obsessed with her and want to marry her like all of a sudden. I feel like if they bonded over writing, like we saw that she read his diary and he writes apparently eloquently in a way she likes. She obviously writes because she's Lady Whistledown, which he doesn't know. But I feel like if they'd bonded over something, I know they're friends, but like maybe if they'd spent more time together, because there just wasn't enough of them on the screen at all. I feel like they barely had any time together to warrant his like a sudden obsession for her. Like, they were friends for so long and he wants to marry her in such a short space of time just seems like wild. I just don't believe it, you know what I mean? And also, when their scenes are alone, you know, Daphne and Simon, they couldn't be alone. Like, Penelope and Colin seem to be alone, no problem. Like, it doesn't feel like it's like taboo. So it's a bit like anticlimactic, like when they're like alone together. Honestly, there just wasn't enough pining. Like, I can see Colin pining, but it feels very one-sided. Like, Colin is pining after literally kissing in episode 2, and then he pines for the next 2 episodes and then decides he's marrying her. They needed way more screen time than what they were given. I feel like the stories just like flopped a bit. Like, I still enjoyed their scenes, but like, or I feel like I enjoyed their scenes because you rarely ever saw them on screen. Even though this is their season, it's like, where are they? We go to people like the Mondridges, for example, and I'm like, what is the point in these Mondridge people? I don't understand. I don't care about them at all. Like, why is their storyline relevant? Like, I do admire them and I feel like that's great that you've built yourself up. He managed to get into the gentleman's club and like build his own business, and they're really cute married couple. Like, I think they're very sweet, but like, I don't care. I don't need a whole like other subplot about them inheriting, or their son inheriting like property and them becoming part of the nobility. Like, I don't care. I really don't need that. It could happen in the background. There was way too much screen time dedicated to these random side characters than there was to the main characters. We're here to see Colin and Penelope's story, not them. And also, like, I love Francesca. She is amazing, and I loved her relationship with Lord Kilmartin. But also, if she's going to be getting her own season, I don't see why she also has so much screen time. Like, their relationship is more fleshed out than Colin and Penelope's, and she's not even the main character. So it's just weird, but if she's not getting her own season, then it makes sense. Like, I understand, like, we can see that and it's nice and there's something else going on, but no, it's just, it is quite a lot. Like, they really need to focus on the main plot rather than like branching off onto all these other people. And oh, Benedict and that woman, I love that lady. Like, her introduction was great, and she was like saying they're all like airheads basically, and she's like interested in engineering. This is great. Like, she seems cool, but also, why do we need to focus so much on that? I need to go turn my alarm off. That's really annoying. Okay, I'm back. Whew. I literally cannot remember what I was saying. I'm sure it was about Francesca. Or no, it was Benedict. Benedict, I remember. So yeah, like, I love Benedict. I want to see him on the screen, but I'm just like, there were so many other things going on that there just was not enough Penelope and Colin. It's so hard because I did like this season and I am excited to see part 2. Like I want to see what happens, even though I know what's gonna happen because like the storyline is like predictable. He's obviously gonna find out she's Lady Whistledown. Like you just know what's coming, so yeah. But I think the show is just trying to do too much all at once. I don't mind having a few other storylines in the background, but just not taking up so much screen time where you feel like you know the other characters and what's happening in their life more than you know the characters who the season is supposed to be about. Oh my god. And the balloon scene, like I'm all for heroism and Colin saving the day like that. I'm keen for that. I want to see that, and I did enjoy him saving her from the balloon. Like I knew it was coming and like it was great. Like I like when there's a damsel in distress moment, you know what I mean? Like, you know, we women, we don't need men to save us, but it's also nice to watch sometimes, you know? But I do think it was a bit stupid. Like he literally could have saved her from anything else. She was just standing there. Like I don't understand. It wasn't really high stakes because like it was Penelope, Eloise, Cressida and Lord Debling all standing together, and the other 3 of them see the balloon coming and run away like normal people. But no, Penelope decides to see the balloon because we know she has to be in danger, and then just stands there. Like if it's coming towards you, run that way or jump into the freaking lake behind you know what I mean? Like why did she almost have to get squished by a basket? This is just so stupid. It made her look like an idiot. She could have easily got out of that situation. Like instead she was just like, oh no, what do I do? And then fell over, literally over nothing, and then apparently does not know how to lift herself up off the ground because, oh no, she would just lay there and got squished because she couldn't be bothered moving off the ground. I just think it was so stupid. Like, could have been like more of a high stakes situation. Like Kate falling off the horse, that was like intense. I was like, oh my god, I love watching that scene. Like it's just like so emotional. Her almost getting squished up by a basket is just stupid. And I don't know if it was anyone else, but I also thought that Penelope didn't really seem that interested in Colin this season. Like I know she's supposed to be like obsessed with him, and I saw that in the other seasons. This season at the start, sure, when he came back from his travel, she kind of was like, oh hey, but like she didn't really seem to fancy him that much, especially after their kiss, by the way. We see his reaction to it is very strong, and he's having like sex dreams about her and is like obsessed with her literally overnight from like one kiss, which is just weird. But anyway, I guess it like awakened his romantic feelings for her or something. But like the fact that she's been waiting for literally I don't know how long for this kiss, and we literally see her have no reaction to it, is just mind-blowing. It seems like unrealistic. Like anyone who's had a kiss from their crush, you know, it's like, oh my god, you're thinking about it, replaying in your head like 50 million times. Like, you know what I mean? Her, no, nothing. We don't see anything. Like I know the audience is supposed to know that she's already obsessed with him, but like we still could have seen her even enjoy that. She literally just ran away afterwards and that was it. And especially since it was her first kiss she's ever had with the person she's had a crush on, like her reaction was anticlimactic. The kiss itself, I was like, whoa. Wasn't expecting that, so it was like a shock factor for me. But like for her, getting her kiss from Colin was just like she was freaking buttering a piece of toast or something. It's just very weird. And also I feel like Colin pays no interest in her until she got a makeover, which I hate because like you should already like her for who she is rather than her getting a new hairstyle and some new dresses, which like she looks amazing. I love her new style, but he should have been realizing or like beginning to get feelings for her before she had like a massive glam makeover and she's now like looking fabulous. And it only seems like he's interested in her because Debling's interested in her, or that she's interested in Debling. And like if that's the only reason he likes her is because he's jealous of someone else, I really don't understand. Like they really need to have some bonding. Like you don't need to have everything in common, but they need to like, why does he like her? This is the big question. I really hope we find out with season 2. I just don't feel their relationship really. But again, like I said, I do like the season. In my other video, I was so excited after I just watched it that I was like, oh wow, blah blah blah. Talking through what happened, I do like what happened. I love the characters like Debling in that and Cressida. I like her whole new look. Oh, and Eloise, yeah, I just didn't understand her character in this. Like from the last season, she was with that like bookmaker person and hated society, or she always hates society. And now she's like embraced all the gowns and stuff, and it's just really random. I just don't know where her whole like 180 personality outfit change came from. But anyways, I don't know. But yeah, that's just my updated thoughts on that. Yeah, like I said, still like the season. Oh God, what's going on with my hair? Woo! I am excited to see part 2, obviously. So there will, like I said in my last video, there will be a video on part 2. I just really felt like I had to get my feelings out there because I just don't think they came through clearly enough. And also since I just finished watching it, like sometimes you need to like mull on things for like a week before you're like, actually, like this annoyed me, like this didn't make sense, blah, blah, blah. You know what I mean? So that's just kind of what I felt. And I really had to just let you guys know, or just like talk about it honestly, to see if anyone else was feeling the same. So yes, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you want to watch my other video, then again, it's linked down below. And I also did a trailer reaction video to the trailer when it came out. That's also on my channel. So yeah, subscribe if you guys want to see part 2 or any more of my videos. That would be great. I really hope to see you guys in the subscriptions. And yeah, I will see you guys in the next video. So bye.